Okay, so a good day to everyone. With the class suspension for today, we will switch to a asynchronous mode of learning. So I will be making this video lecture and then we'll be uploading this on MBLE under Unit 1, as well as I will also be uploading a quiz regarding this topic on fundamentals of animal nutrition, feeds, and feeding. So please watch it as soon as I will be uploading it on MBLE, and then the quiz will open around 12 noon today, and then we'll close at around 5 p.m. this afternoon. So please make sure that you will be able to take the quiz regarding this topic. So with that, this will be the first unit on animal nutrition, feeds, and feeding. Um, we will be talking about the fundamentals of animal nutrition, basically an introduction to animal nutrition as well as feeds and feeding. Specifically, I will be discussing the animal nutrition, the different terminologies on animal nutrition, the functions of and type of feeds, the animal feed relationship, as well as the current status of the livestock and feed industry. So that will be the topics, subtopics under this unit. So with that, let's talk first on the introduction to animal nutrition. So first, let's discuss about the terminologies, the different terminologies when it comes to animal nutrition. So first is nutrition itself. Ano nga ba yung nutrition? Um, ano yung definition, kumbaga, ng nutrition and how is this related doon sa animal itself, doon sa productivity ng animal. So when we say nutrition, it is a series of processes by which an organism, when we say organism, ito yung mga farm animals natin, takes in and assimilates food for promoting growth and replacing worn out or injured tissues. Ang ibig sabihin lang ng nutrition, may mga series of steps na ginagawa ng farm animal natin para makuha, takes in, para makuha yung food and assimilate, meaning more or less may ginagawa siyang um, biologically para makuha yung nutrients na nandun sa food na yon. At bakit niya ito ginagawa? For promoting growth and replacing worn out or injured tissues. Kumbaga, para lumaki yung mga goats, yung mga sheep, yung mga chickens natin, they need nutrition. They need proper nutrition. Okay? So, sa nutrition, it will have several field of disciplines. Like for example, we will talk some on biochemistry, chemistry, physiology, microbio, as well as genetics. Then when we say nutrients naman, so last time, sinabi ko na yung mga 6 nutrients na dapat ninyong i-memorize. You have your protein, carbohydrates, fats, vitamins, minerals, and water. So these nutrients are any feed constituent or a group of feed constituents of the same general composition. So as we go on along with our discussion, makikita yung chemical composition ng mga different nutrients natin. So any makikita as we go on along with our discussion, the different chemical composition, like for example, for carbohydrates, you have carbon, hydrogen, oxygen. For protein, you have carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen. So those are the chemical compositions for the different nutrients natin. So, um, ano lang ng nutrients natin is that yung main purpose talaga ng nutrients is that to aid in the support of life. So, hindi mabubuhay yung goat, yung sheep, yung swine if wala silang ini-intake, kumbaga, ini-ingest na nutrients. So, yun yung parang general function ng lahat ng ating mga nutrients. They aid uh, to support the life, the growth of the animal. So, when we say nutrients, hindi lang yung mga naturally occurring nutrients natin. It also can include yung mga synthetically. Ang ibig sabihin ng synthetically, usually man-made. Like for example, yung mga synthetic vitamins natin, mga chemically produced na mga salts natin, or yung mga synthesized amino acids natin. Basta, laging tatandaan, when it comes to nutrients, lahat ng ini-ingest ng animal natin, ng mga farm animals natin, that will aid doon sa growth nila, doon sa buhay nila, it can be considered as a nutrient. Okay? Pero in general, we have yung 6 na nutrients natin. You have yung water, you have yung vitamins, minerals, proteins, carbohydrates, and fats. So, those are your 6 nutrients, and I do hope na maikabe sa'yo, or kailangan nga maikabe sa'yo, since as we go on along with our discussion on Ansay 102, um, magpa-pop out yan. Palagi nyo makikita yung mga different nutrients na yan. Okay? Now, another terminology that you need to know is the digestion. So, sinabi ko kanina, when it comes to nutrition, it is a series of processes. So, one of those processes or one of those steps when it comes to nutrition is digestion. Okay? Ano nga ba yung digestion? Basically, it is the breakdown of feed particles into suitable products for absorption. Ang ibig sabihin niyan, para yung anong tawag nito? Ang ibig sabihin niyan, kailangan muna na i-convert ng animal into smaller particles yung mga kinakain nila para ma-absorb nila. So like for example, pag kumain yung goat ng grass, hindi naman diretsyo na i-absorb ng body ng animal yung structure ng grass mismo, na ganun na lang. Okay? So, it needs to be broken down into smaller particles before it is suitable for absorption. So, paano gagawin yon? Through digestion. And ngayon, meron tayong types, 3 types kumbaga ng digestion. First is mechanical force. Ang ibig sabihin lang ng mechanical force, um, pag kinuha na ng animal, like for example, yung grass, nugalgalin na, that's one type of mechanical digestion na tinatawag, using yung teeth ng animal. Okay, so mechanical digestion usually using force, brute force, to make yung food into smaller pieces or smaller particles. And then you have yung chemical action. Ang ibig sabihin ng chemical action, dito involved na yung mga chemicals that is secreted by the different glands ng body natin, ng body ng animal. So like a classic example of this is yung hydrochloric acid na nandun sa stomach ng mga animals natin. Yun yung nagre-breakdown nung mga like for example, or yun yung nagtitrigger ng digestion ng mga like for example protein natin. Okay, so chemical, any chemical that is secreted by the body that aids in the digestion ng mga food particles under this type of digestion. Okay, and then you have yung enzyme activity. Ang enzyme naman, dito papasok yung mga enzymes natin na will help break down yung mga different nutrients natin. A classic example for this is yung mga ruminants natin. Yung mga ruminants natin, they are able to um, break down yung mga grasses natin, yung mga carbohydrates natin because of the bacteria na nandun sa rumen. Ngayon, yung bacteria na nandun sa rumen, they secrete enzymes that will aid in the digestion ng mga carbohydrates, ng mga proteins, ng mga fats. Kaya ruminants are able to subsist um, mainly with their diet being grasses kasi nga meron silang mga bacteria that aids in the digestion by secreting enzymes. Okay? So basically lahat ng enzymes, anyway, madidiscuss yung mga different enzymes natin in digestion as we go on along with the discussion. Basta yung laging tatandaan, uh, pag enzyme na yung involved, then it is under enzymatic digestion. Okay? Pag yung involved is force, physical force, using teeth, using tongue, using the gizzard, it is under the mechanical digestion. And then if um, mga chemicals naman yung involved in the breakdown of the feed particle, then it is under chemical digestion. Okay? So, yun yung digestion. After digestion, ang sunod na gagawin ng farm animal, ng living, any living organism is absorption. Diba sinabi ko sa digestion, it will convert yung food into smaller particles that are suitable for absorption. So, meaning, it digestion will come first before absorption. Hindi yung baliktad na absorption tapos digestion. Okay? Kailangan i-digest muna ng animal yung feed particle, yung feed before it will be suitable for absorption. So when we say absorption, it is the transfer of substance from the gastrointestinal tract to the circulatory system. Ang ibig sabihin niyan, pag suitable na for absorption yung mga nutrients natin, pupunta yan doon sa gastrointestinal tract, specifically doon sa small intestine or large intestine, or it can be absorbed through the rumen in the case of our ruminants. And then, after that, through diffusion, through active passive diffusion, or through active absorption na tinatawag, pupunta yung mga nutrients na yon doon sa circulatory system natin. Ngayon, pag nandun na sila sa circulatory system, yung system na yon yung bahala na mag-transport itong mga nutrients natin into the different organs of the body. Yun yung ano na yun yung ibig sabihin ng absorption. Hindi matatapos yung absorption pag hindi na transport yung mga nutrients from the gastrointestinal tract to the circulatory system and then to the organs of the body. Okay? Kasi yung nangangailangan ng nutrients na yun is yung mga different organs ng body natin, yung muscle, yung liver, yung mga even yung heart, pwede lahat ng organs ng body kailangan ng nutrients. So, yan. After that, ang sunod na gagawin after absorption is metabolism. Okay? So, when we say metabolism naman, combination of anabolic and catabolic reactions occurring in the body with the liberation of energy. Anong ibig sabihin nito? So, basically, yung metabolism naman, it is a chemical reaction. Kumbaga, yung na-absorb na nutrients na pumunta na doon sa isang organ, hindi pa mayu-utilize ngayon ng organ na yon. Kumbaga, yung protein or yung amino acid or yung carbohydrate na inabsorb ng body ng animal at pumunta sa muscle, hindi agad-agad hindi agad-agad mayu-utilize nung muscle yung na-absorb na nutrients. So, ang gagawin muna is metabolism. Okay? So, when we say metabolism, combination ng anabolic and catabolic reaction. So, when we say anabolic reaction, so that you can imagine it, basically, pag sinabing anabolic reaction, building up. Kumbaga, from a simple substance, nagiging a more complicated na 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 substance, kumbaga. Okay? Mas complicated na yung structure. So, yan yung anabolic metabolism na tinatawag. So, you can imagine it by, like for example, yung block, yung tibloke di semento, GGT pagrugyanam, tapos nakaaramid ka tibalay, that's anabolic reaction. Okay? From a simple um, na substance into a more complicated substance, that's anabolic reaction. And then when we say catabolic reaction naman, baliktad. Okay? From a complex substance, complex particle, nagiging simple na lang siya. So, kumbaga, you can imagine yung bahay na yon, pag binakbak mo, tapos natira na lang is yung mga bloke, then that is catabolic reaction. Okay? So, basically, those are your two types ng metabolism. And, yung main purpose lang nitong mga to is the liberation of energy. Ang ibig sabihin ng liberation, free. Kumbaga, you free up the energy that is stored in the nutrients. Kasi nga, yung kailangan naman talaga ng body ng animal is energy. And nagagawa lang niya to, na-utilize niya lang yung mga energy that is stored up sa mga nutrients natin by the process of metabolism. Okay? Kumbaga, dito yung kumadigi nutrients, at the energy dito yung unag na, han nga ma-utilize ni farm animal, ni goat, ni sheep, ni cattle, ni ducks, ni chickens, ni swine, if hindi niya magagawa yung metabolism. Okay? So, dapat kasla kuma ikatun na dito tatlong makalusot di jay energy. Tatlong may utilize na di jay energy. Okay? So, that's basically metabolism. Then, another one that will pop out more often than not na terminology is enzyme. So when we say enzyme naman, it is a complex protein produced in living cells that causes changes in other substances within the body without being changed itself. So, ang ano lang ng enzyme natin is that it will trigger parang reaction in the body, pero yung mismong enzyme na yun hindi nagbabago. So, basically, in the context of animal nutrition, yung enzymes na yun, it will help in the digestion ng different nutrients natin. Like, for example, carbohydrates, you have yung amylase, salivary amylase, pancreatic amylase, those are the types ng enzymes natin that will aid in the digestion ng carbohydrates. You also have the, sa fats naman, you have lipase, sa protein, you have protease. So, ang daming mga enzymes, and we will all discuss this as we go on along. Pero yun, they aid in the digestion. In the context ng nutrition, they aid in the digestion ng mga nutrients natin. Pero sila mismo hindi nagbabago. So, yan yung enzymes. So, those are the different terminologies natin when it comes to our sa animal nutrition. And I do hope na syempre madami pang mga terminologies dyan na ma-encounter natin. And I will try my best to define itong mga or discuss itong mga terminologies as we encounter them. Pero yan yung mga basic terminologies that you need to know sa animal nutrition. Then we go sa function and type of feeds. Ano nga ba yung mga ano nga ba yung function ng feeds? Ano nga ba yung mga types ng feed? Anyway, we can discuss this in detail as we go on along with the our discussion on ANSI 102. So, first function ng feed is nutritional support. So, walang silbi yung feed na ibibigay mo kung walang nutrients. Okay? So, yung function ng feed is for nutritional support. It will provide the animal with the nutrients that it needs. Okay? It will provide essential nutrients necessary for the growth and development of our livestock. So, yung mga nutrients na to, yung like for example, yung protein that is essential or important para sa muscle development, yung carbohydrates and fats, ito yung mga nutrients na kailangan as energy sources. And then you have yung vitamins and minerals that will support a lot of physiological processes they are involved in the immune function and as well as metabolism ng animal. So kumbaga, itong mga nutrients natin talaga, hindi magfa-function properly yung body ng livestock natin, livestock animal natin, pag wala itong mga to. So, saan galing ba itong mga nutrients na to? Sa feed. Kaya yung main function ng feed is nutritional support. So, because of that, because of the nutritional support, another function ng feed na yon is for growth and development. Because of these essential nutrients, na-promote yung feed, it is designed to promote optimal growth doon sa livestock natin. So, pag maganda yung nutrition mo, maganda yung feed na binibigay mo, usually, it will directly influence yung weight gain ng animal. So, kung mas maganda yung feed, mas higher quality yung feed, mas maganda yung weight gain. Mas healthier yung animal. And then, as well as on reproductive performance. So, well-nourished animals usually exhibit better fertility rates and reproductive health. So, mas maganda daw yung fertility, mas maganda yung mas prolific pa yung animal, mas productive when it comes to reproduction yung animal pag mas maganda yung feeds na ibibigay. Then, aside from that, it also functions to basically aid the animal when it comes to being productive. So the quality as well as the formulation of feeds will significantly affect livestock production outcomes. So basically it will affect yung yield, yung production ng animal as well as yung quality ng na-produce na animal product. So feeds yon. Yun yung isang function ng feeds. Then, economic efficiency. Pag feeding livestock effectively can lead to cost saving for farmers. Kung maganda yung quality ng feeds na ibibigay, it will reduce, like for example, efficient feed formulation can minimize yung waste as well as improve yung feed utilization. And then, it can also indirectly enhance the market value ng animal. Healthier animals produce higher quality products. Bakit sila nagiging healthy? Because mas maganda yung feeds na binibigay mo. Okay? So kung healthier animal, higher yung quality, it will command better prices in the market. Then, disease resistance and health. So another function ng feed is that it will help in the immunity ng animal when it comes to, or resistance ng animal when it comes to different diseases, and overall making the animal healthy. So, a proper nutrition using quality feeds, high quality feed is essential for maintaining animal health. So, a well-fed animal has strong immunity as well as low risk of nutritional deficiency. So, yan isang function ng feeds natin. So, kung strong immunity, na-achieve lang ito pag maganda yung intake niya ng nutrients. So, pag lower risk of nutritional deficiency naman, pag maganda yung quality ng feeds, mas balance yung binibigay mo na nutrients doon sa animal. Kaya, lower risk of nutritional deficiencies. Yung nutritional deficiencies na to, delikado to since it can lead to a lot of metabolic diseases that is hard to actually diagnose, especially if physical signs lang yung tinitignan. So mahihirapan ka na ito pala is deficient sa vitamins. Baka tinukit-kitam, baka hamo nga ma-diagnose nga kaagad nga deficient siya sa vitamins. So yun yung risk, yun yung ng mga nutritional deficiencies. Parang mahirap talaga na i-identify that it is a nutritional deficient. That disease comes from nutritional deficiency. Kasi parang general lang na may sakit, baka antibiotic pa ikintitiited mo, tagayam dapat vitamin C itited mo. So, yan. So, para maiwasan yon, proper nutrition lang yung gagawin. Okay? Then, because of that, yun yung mga functions ng feeds natin, we can go And anyway, this will be discussed in detail, yung mga different types of feeds natin. So, first is concentrates. So, cereal grains and their byproducts, like for example, barley, corn, oats, rye, and wheat are commonly used as animal feed. Either na-grind or as full. So, itong mga concentrates natin, especially itong mga cereal grain and their byproducts, they provide energy in the form of carbohydrates. Okay? Usually, main source ng carbohydrates natin, itong mga cereal grains, as well as yung mga byproducts. Ano ba yung mga byproducts? Rice bran, corn bran, mga ganun. Okay? All of these are a source of energy, carbohydrates, to the animal. Then, we also have, kung merong source ng energy, meron ding mga feeds that are high in protein. Ito yung mga meals na tinatawag naman. So like for example, soybean meal, peanut meal, canola meal, cotton seed meal, sunflower seed meal, lahat ng ito, they have high protein content. So they are the source of protein for the animal. So yan, high protein meals. These are all concentrates. Then, aside from that, we also have other byproducts. Ito naman yung mga, pag sinabi kasing byproduct, hindi ito yung main product. By processing that main product, you come up with a byproduct. Kumbaga, it is a waste. Hindi naman waste, kumbaga, quote and quote waste, na pwede mong i-utilize. So, like for example, bran, rice bran, wheat bran, corn bran, these are all byproduct pag prinases mo yung grain no um, cereals na yon. Okay? Middlings, wheat middlings, corn gluten feed, distillers grain, meat and bone meal, fish meal, um, all of these are considered byproducts and they are under concentrates and can be used as a protein source or as a mineral source for the animal. So yan yung mga concentrates natin. So either energy source, protein source, and other byproducts. Yun yung mga concentrates. Ang ano lang ng concentrates, it is low in moisture, low in fiber, but usually mas mataas yung protein content. Mga ganun. Or mas mataas yung energy content. Basta mas lower lang yung fiber compared dun sa mga roughages natin. So speaking of roughages, we have yung mga pasture grasses, hays, mga silage. All of these provide fiber and nutrients for ruminant animals like cattle and sheep. So basically, ito yung pinaka-common. I think na alam ninyo na feed. Kasi nakikita lang, basically. So sa mga pasture area, grasses, hays, pag silage na tinatawag, prinases mo by ensiling. So all of these are high in fiber, pero usually yung ano nito is na-utilize ng mga ruminants at hindi yung mga monogastric animals natin just because alam na ninyo yan, just because of the difference between their digestive structure or digestive system. Na-utilize fully ng mga ruminants natin itong mga roughages, grasses, hay, silage kasi nga meron sila ng mga rumen. Yung rumen, yung umasong, reticulum, abumasong na yan. Okay? So yan, roughages. Aside from that, we also have root crops, straw, and stowers. These are also used as roughage sources, pero they usually have lower nutritional value compared to those that are like for example yung na silage or yung mga na high quality na roughages, yung mga ano kasi ito is basically byproduct na and it was dried. So it is high in fiber pero usually it is low in other nutrients. Kumbaga, tatlo lang han nga mabisinan DJ animal mabalingag pakandi kastoy. Yung ano kasi ng straw stover especially yung mga straw natin since low in moisture you can store it up para yun yung ipakain mo in times na walang pwedeng maipakain dun sa animal. And then root crops pwede din Pag sinabing root crops, usually, anong tawag nito? Pang ano kasi, pang hindi siya usually ginagamit as feed for the animal. Um, pero again, pwede pa rin kainin, especially if abundant. Then you have compound feeds. When we say compound feeds, these are an example of these are pelleted or crumbled feeds. So formulated to meet the complete nutritional requirements of specific livestock species and life stages. So basically, these are yung mga feeds that are parang mashed together, na mix together, kumbaga, to produce itong compound feed na ito. Then you also have premixes. Pag sinabing premixes, blend of concentrated vitamins, minerals, antibiotics, and other microingredients that can be added to the compound feeds. Basically, minimix nila yung mga different vitamins, minerals, different antibiotics, and then hindi mismo directly binibigay doon sa animal. Ang ginagawa pag mga premixes, um, hinahalo sa different feeds. Hinahalo dun sa feed ng animal. Yun yung premix na tinatawag. By the way, when we say compound kasi, compound, madaming mga nutrients, iba't ibang nutrients, and then minimix nila. Okay, that's compound feeds. Then we also have traditional feeds. So these are the food scraps and byproducts na basically kitchen scraps na pwede mong ibigay. Mga kitchen waste, mga fruits na medyo hindi na fit for human consumption na pwede pang ipakain dun sa mga animals. So those are your food scraps and byproducts. Okay? So those are the type of feeds. And anyway, as we go on along again, in detail nating i-discuss itong mga different types of feeds na ito. Then we go to the last, I think, is the animal feed relationship. So, the animal feed relationship is fundamental or important to understand how nutrition impacts the health, the productivity, and overall well-being of the animals. Basically, ang relationship ng feed at saka animal is that the feed will provide the nutrients to the animal necessary for their growth and development. So, the relationship encompasses the interaction between what animals consume, ano yung mga kinakain ng animal, and how it affects their growth, reproduction, behavior, and as well as yung physiological function. Basically, pag ito yung kinain ng animal na type of feed, ano ba yung mangyayari doon sa growth niya? Pag ito yung type of feed na kinain ng animal, ano ba yung mangyayari doon sa reproductive performance? May magbabago ba doon sa behavior? May magbabago ba doon sa physiological function? Okay? So that's basically the animal feed relationship. A key aspect for this animal feed relationship is nutrient requirement. So animals require a balanced diet that contains yung 6 na nutrients natin. So the specific nutrient requirement vary by species, age, as well as physiological status. So basically, when it comes to animal feed relationship, in the context ng nutrient requirement, yung animal na lactating at saka yung animal na pregnant, iba yung dapat mong ibigay na type of feed, iba yung nutrient content dapat ng feed na ibibigay mo for those different stages or for those different physiological status. Maaari na yung lactating animal na yun, mas marami yung dapat ibigay mo na, like for example calcium, kasi nga nagpo-produce ang milk. Okay? Ganon. So, different physiological status, yung healthy at saka yung sick, yung lactating, yung pregnant, yung bata at saka yung matanda, all have different nutrient requirements. And nasasatisfy mo lang itong nutrient requirements na ito if you provide them with the correct type of feed. Okay? Then, speaking of type of feeds, So, another key aspect of the animal-feed relationship is yung feed types. So, roughages are high in fiber as well as they are essential for ruminants like cattle and sheep. While yung mga concentrates natin are usually energy-dense feeds used to meet yung mga high nutritional demands of growing, lactating, or high-producing animals. Ang ibig sabihin nito, yung mga roughages natin that are high in fiber since essential sila sa mga cattle and sheep natin kasi they are the ones that are able to fully utilize itong mga roughages natin because again with their unique digestive system. Yung mga concentrates naman, pwede sa mga ruminants, pwede rin sa mga monogastric, pero usually yung kumakain ng concentrates is yung mga monogastric because they are the ones that or ito lang yung fully utilized fully utilize ng mga animals natin. Okay? Na monogastric. Pero pwede mo rin siyang ibigay sa mga ruminants, itong concentrate. Especially if yung mga animals natin, either ruminant or monogastric, yung physiological status is that they demand high nutrient, high yung nutritional demand nila. So like for example, a classic example of this is yung pregnant. Siyempre, since you are nursing a living organism inside you, kailangan mo ng mas madaming nutrients. Another example is lactating. Since you are producing milk, kailangan mo ng mas madaming nutrients. Another example is an animal that is growing, especially if nasa exponential stage of growth siya, mas madaming nutrients yung kailangan mo ibigay. Okay, so yan. Then another one is feed digestibility. So the efficiency with which animals convert feed into body mass is crucial in livestock production. So pag sinabing feed digestibility is how well the animal will digest itong mga feeds na ito. Some feeds kasi are not fully digestible. Some feeds mahirapan yung animal na i-digest and overall will utilize or absorb the nutrients that is inside the feed. So, the way or the efficiency on which the animal will digest yung feed na yon is crucial in livestock production. So, yan. And then, another one is physiological effects. So, proper nutrition directly affects various physiological functions including growth, immune response, reproduction, and overall health. So, like for example, pag hindi maganda yung yung feed na binibigay mo, it can lead to malnutrition or imbalanced diet and can lead to poor growth, reproductive failure, susceptibility to disease, or even mortality. So, ang daming pwedeng mangyari na hindi maganda if hindi maganda yung yung feed na binibigay mo. Then, the last one is environmental impact. So, the type of feed and feeding practices also impact the environment. So, efficient na pag-utilize ng feed can reduce the waste and can lower the environmental footprint of the different animal production natin. So, yan yung mga key aspect when it comes to animal-feed relationship. So with that, that ends our discussion on Unit 1 on the introduction of animal nutrition, on the types of feed, and the introduction of the type of feeds as well as introduction to the animal feed relationship. So again, I do hope that you watch this video lecture since I will not go over it again and get ready for a quiz that will be uploaded. Okay, so again, thank you for watching and have a great day.